Welcome to Gold's Artifacts and Lands, Part 2, continuing our Ikoria Lair of Behemoths card review. Parcelbeast. What do we even think about this card? This seems like a very strong blue-green ramp card for limited, because we can repeatedly look at the top card and put it onto the battlefield. We can repeatedly draw cards. It's kind of like similar to an elemental. Not an elemental, to a Risen Reef. There we go. Seems really similar to a Risen Reef. The ability to... I actually don't know how good this is. It's kind of cool that you can turn a 1/1 on turn 1 into a 2/4 on turn 2. That makes it a very resilient thing. But you have to have a 1-drop. Okay, I actually don't think this is that great. This does not feel that great. This doesn't feel that great. Hey, go Saigon. Happy 101 months. Happy Dalmatians. Pay 1, tap, draw a card. I don't think this is that great in either circumstance. Okay, so let me do limited. I think limited, this card is probably quite good. I would give it a high rating in limited, because it's 2/4, which makes it resilient to a good amount of removal. Do you even ply? I so even do, and thank you for the 5. Oh yeah. I think that, okay, let's evaluate a 4-mana 2/4 that you tap once a turn. It is very low on... It's low stats for its cost, and you have to wait a turn to activate the ability. So each turn you can draw an extra card for tapping this in a mana. That's good. That's good and limited. Okay. So again, ignoring the mutate, just a regular card. In limited, would I want a 4-mana 2/4 that I can tap once turned to draw some stuff? It's pretty good in limited. I wouldn't give it a 5 out of 5, but it's all right. It's pretty good. I give it like a 4 out of 5. Now, in constructed, again, ignoring the mutate, if it was just a 2/4 for 4 that would tap, that would be terrible. That would be a really terrible card. Because, dude, just run something instant speed that draws cards. Now, if we evaluate it in limited for the mutate cost, it becomes better, obviously. You play a 1-mana thing, you play the Parcelbeast, mutate onto it, and you basically just get this creature, which is cool. And then you can start drawing and getting more value, and you can start ramping and all this good stuff. So that's obviously very good. In constructed, what do I think about this one? Yeah, I guess in limited it would be, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5. It's a very quiet grinder card. The reason I'm hesitant to give it 5 out of 5 is it still needs some time to get going. It still needs some time to get going. Now, for the mutate cost, here's where I start to doubt it in Constructed a lot. If you turn 1 play a dude and then turn 2 mutate onto the dude, you still haven't gotten any benefit from it. And then, bam, 2 for 1. Like, if I went Grazer and then mutated onto the Grazer and then got it 1 more turn, and on that 1 more turn, then I tapped it, I've just now replaced it's just now replaced itself, so I need a second turn. I mean, fuck, that seems terrible. Also, quick question. For Arisen Reef enter the battlefield, for the enter the battlefield effect... Okay, let me try this again. Sorry, I'm getting tired because I've been talking for 6 hours and 26 minutes and 11 seconds. If I have Arisen Reef and I mutate the Parcelbeast, an elemental has not entered the battlefield. Right? My interpretation with some certainty would be that it doesn't do that. Okay. Nice. And also, question about how the Summoning Sickness works. If I have an Arboreal Grazer that's a 0/3, I play it, my opponent takes a turn, and it's back to me, it's my second turn. My Arboreal Grazer can attack now. So if I mutate the Arboreal Grazer, and I choose this card to be on top, so it's a 2/4, does it have Summoning Sickness? Again, my understanding is that it does not if I make it a 2/4. My understanding is that it does not. Just wanted to double check on that. Because even though I can mutate it into the brand new stat line, I'm still mutating a creature that doesn't have Summoning Sickness, so it inherits that. I don't have Summoning Sickness. That's my understanding. And I'm glad folks are confirming. Hell yeah. So again, if it's Arboreal Grazer turn 1 and I play a land, then it's my next turn and I play this Parcelbeast, I guess I would have an extra mana to be able to tap it and use it, which would then have it replace itself. This just seems like in Constructed, a more mediocre... It seems like a worse version of a Growth Spiral or a Risen Reef. I would give this like a 1 out of 5 or a 0 out of 5 in Constructed. Upon reflecting on it, I think it's just terrible. I think it's like absolutely like garbage-tronic. What do you think about the land coming in untapped? It does that with Growth Spiral. Yeah, I don't know. Makes sense. Take out the Growth Spiral, well, but it seems worser. I mean, here's the way I think it could make sense, which is if I'm up against an aggro deck and I want a 2/4 body. Yeah, I think it's possible to make it work, but I'd rather just have Growth Spiral and Uro. Maybe it's a sideboardable 2/4, but I mean, it seems weird to try to force in a turn 2 2/4 that requires a 1-drop. I'd rather just put in I'd rather run 2 Arboreal Grazers in my main board, and then like 2 Arboreals in the sideboard. Yeah, this 0 out of 5 Constructed. We got there. We spent so long thinking about this, and we got 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Fuck this loser bad card. Quite good and limited though. On to the next one. Here we go. Woo, we got there. That was good. We finally made it. Can't wait. Yeah, my actual evaluation of that card is probably closer to a 1, but it's fun to scream 0. Primal Empathy, 1 green, blue. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if you control a creature with the greatest power among creatures on the battlefield. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. Intéressant. Very nice and limited. Very nice and limited. I mean, you don't even have to... I mean, like, this you have to tap a dude and pay a thing. This, you're just drawing cards and growing shit. Nice. Seems like, I mean, blue-green looks very strong in limited. I really like that. Now, what do I think about constructed? What do we think about constructed here? Probably no at all. 0 out of 5, right? 0 out of 5, 0 out of 5, 0 out of 5. Yeah. Quartz Wood Crasher. Ooh, I like these mana costs already. Okay, Trample, 6/6 for 5. Whenever one or more creatures you control trample, deal combat damage to a player. Create an XX green dinosaur beast creature token with trample, where X is the amount of damage those creatures dealt to that player. Oh my god. Do you remember that land that gave things haste and trample? I think that there are starting to become some good mid-range God. Tools. I've just been talking for too long. My body's giving out. Wow, it's whenever trample combat damage is just dealt at all, you make the dinosaur creature token with trample. This is amazing. This is so cool. Quickly. All right. Regal Leosaur. A red and a white. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. What a sweet Boros Legion card. Yes? Yeah. All right, man. I mean, it's a 2/2 for 2. But, oh, the Boros Legion. Yeah. Constructed, no. Limited, yes. All right. Dude, I cannot believe how dry my throat is. I mean, I know I stream for 6 hours a day most days, but I don't talk non-stop for all 6 hours. All right. Regal Leosaur. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I don't know. Boros does feel very human-y, so I don't know how often. I don't know. You just keep mutating on this one. Fuck it. Rielle, the Everwise. 1 blue, red. Oh, by the way, I'd give this like 3 out of 5 in limited. Rielle, the Everwise, gets +1/+0 for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. Ah. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards for the first time each turn, draw that many cards. There is so much is it discard stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, in limited, this actually seems way more good in constructed. I'd give it like... Remember the card that discards X and draws X? Yeah, I still think that card's not going to be good. I would rather run this with just like Thrill of Possibilities and stuff like that. I think this is like a good 3 out of 5 constructed. Maybe even 4 out of 5 constructed. I mean, this is scary on its own, and then we can fill up the bin and... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so good. Yeah, cycling is where this is really great, right? Cycling. Yeah, Terracon, I know you could discard X and draw twice X. I'd call that trying to go double huge when you just need to go baby huge, you know? All you need to do is cycle, and then you draw 2. Or you just Thrill of Possibility and draw 2. Or there's that other one where you discard 2 cards and draw 4 cards. There's a lot of ways to discard 1. So this, I think, would be... this is just a really nice card. Wow, if you just make a really cheap cheap spells deck, that's going to be so sick. Oh, that's so good. Now remember, this is the first time you discard for the first time each turn. So on the opponent's turn, you can cycle and draw an extra one. And then on your turn, you can cycle and draw an extra one. It's so good. This is less good and limited. I think it's probably 3 out of 5 in both. Probably 3 out of 5 in both. 3 out of 5 in both. 3 toughness alarms me a little bit. 3 toughness alarms me a little bit with this. I think if you had a deck that was Arclight Phoenixes and then everything else was 3 or less, with mostly 1 and 2 mana cards, that could be good. That could be good. But this would be like your most expensive card in the deck. 10 out of 5. I love it. I don't care about the mana costs at all. I don't care about the mana costs in the slightest. It's a 7 mana, just destroy every single thing that is there even. That is the best. This would go well with Ironcrag. No, you get 7 red if you use Ironcrag feat. Wouldn't even work with Ironcrag, but I'd still love it. Destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control. Oh, yeah. Oh. So a worse planar cleansing? You mean a way better planar cleansing? This is not good. Dude, it destroys absolutely everything they have and doesn't touch any of your stuff. This is so awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Play this in Mardu Merriment. Sir, yes, sir. I don't actually know if Mardu anything would actually work properly. Who gives a damn? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Savai Thundermane, a red and a white. Whenever you cycle a card, you may pay 2. When you do, Savai Thundermane deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. A 3/2 for 2 is nice. And the ability to deal more damage is nice. This is like a 1 out of 5 constructed. Basically for the stat line. But this is probably like a 3. Maybe it's a 4 in limited. That's like pretty good. That's like pretty good, man. Yeah, I'm gonna give 4. 4 in limited. The ability to just discard and zap is great. Great. It's not going to show up in Constructed, really. I can't even imagine where it would fit in Constructed. That's so expensive to keep a 2 toughness thing alive for a lot of turns, paying 2 while cycling. I mean, come on. Yeah, this is more accurately a 0 out of 5 in Constructed. But hey, who doesn't love 3/2? I sure do. Skull Prophet. Oh, sick. Oh my god, sick. A ramping black-green that you can just put shit in your graveyard with. Wow. Whoa. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. 5 out of 5 in all formats. No, 5 out of 5 in Constructed, 3 out of 5 in Limited. Here's the thing. In Constructed, this is a 3/1. That's a lot of damage. And if your opponent has anything up and you can't attack, well, you're ramping. So you have a lot of options. I mean, a lot of people will look at just the first, or just the abilities, and go, wow, mana ramp, or graveyard filling for reanimation. But I mean, this is particularly good just as a 3/1. This is gassy. This is incredibly gassy. Wow. And you have to do something to it immediately. In which case, it's just a 1-for-1, which is okay. I really like this. 5 out of 5 constructed. 3 out of 5 limited, because this is basically just a ramper with a body. So this is cool. Skycat Sovereign. Ooh, and Azorius Flyer. White, blue, flying. Skycat Sovereign gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. Oh! Create a 1/1 white cat bird creature token with flying. Holy shit. 5 limited? Look at, you can pay 4 mana to just make an army of flyers? Holy crap. Wow. Wow. You know, there is probably a tier 3 Azorius Flyers deck that is fist pumping that this exists right now. This is quite nice. Because you can just eventually, if your opponent gets a big enough blocker, you can just, you know, trust that your Skycat Sovereign continues to get huge. This is great. In Constructed, I'd give it a 2 out of 5 because I think it fits into that niche deck. Does it do much else? I don't know. Yeah, probably not. Slitherwisp. Blue, black, black, flash. Whenever you cast another spell that has flash, you draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. Huh. Huh. Man, Dimir got some really good help. I don't know what other flash cards there are that are good, other than simply Brazen Borrower. I have no idea how to think about this card. This doesn't seem very good in Constructed. Maybe a 1 out of 5. Drawing card at flash speed, that's good. But in black, it's weird. Because green and blue are typically the flash colors. Yeah, I don't know. It seems weird. Like, but drawing a card at flash speed sounds pretty good. I don't know. It's so strange for me to see this in black. Like, if this was blue, green, green, this would just be a busted card. I don't know. This is a weird one. I'm going to give it like a 1 or a 2 in Constructed. In Limited, probably the same. Probably like a 2. This is a hard card to cast early in Limited. And a lot of times it's going to be kind of a crapper removal spell. I don't even see a lot of flash when we were looking. 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2. We did it. Snapdax, Apex of the Hunt. 1 red, white, black. Double strike. When this creature mutates, it deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls and you gain 4 life. Oh my god. It's a 5 mana mutate. Like, literally, a 3/5 double striker for 4 sounds great. And then you can mutate to Infiniping. 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. Love these cards. I love these cards. I think I'm overvaluing a lot of the Apex and the Ultimatums and Constructed, but I don't even care. They're just so cool. Who cares? This is so awesome. Oketra didn't see play at all. Oketra was played a good amount. She was awesome. She's actually still pretty obnoxious to deal with. Wow. You can pick off a creature and you gain life? That's incredible. Yeah, this is a very Timmy-friendly set, Ang. Das for sure. Song of Creation. Oh my god, yes. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. If you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. Yes. Is it legendary? No. Does it stack? Yes. Teamer Ramper. Teamer Ramper. Absolute Teamer-eamer Ramper Bamper. Just huge Teamer things. Huge. Genesis Ultimatum. No problem. We can put big creatures and big enchantments out. Bam, 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 bow, boom. So good. Incredible. Fantastic. We can just draw cards. We don't even need to think. We don't even need to worry about it. It's so crazy. It's so good. Oh my god. That's so good. Yes. Oh, yeah. 5 out of 5 in Constructed. 5 out of 5 in Limited. It's really nice. You got to be a little careful playing in Limited because you discard your hand, but drawing and then getting to redraw, and just like it just continues to cycle up. It's so good. It's so good. Sprite Dragon. It's a flying haster for a blue and a red. Flying haste, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Sprite Dragon. Wow. Slightly worse in limited. I'd give it a 3 out of 5 in limited, but in is it constructed? You could do some stuff with this card, man. You could do some stuff with this. Like, if it survives the turn after it is played, removal spells, counter spells, make it good. Probably 2 out of 5 in constructed. Probably a good solid 2 out of 5. And a 2 out of 5 that I feel really happy about. I mean, this can spiral out of control. It is a flyer, which makes it infinitely more reliable in haste. You know, Brineborn Cutthroat gets big every time you cast a spell on the opponent's turn. Sprite Dragon just gets big whenever there's a non-creature spell. And it has flying. This is really, really nice. You can't quite protect it as much as you protect a Brineborn Cutthroat. But, you know, it's still quite good. It's still quite good. Alright, I gotta let my cat in. I had to shut the door. Now I gotta open the door. Come on, there's just so much cat stuff going on. Come on in. I opened the door. Come on in. Come on in. I opened the door. Yeah, come on. Don't be on me. Just get in here. Don't be upset. Just come in. Come on. Look, here, I'm going to get down. Alright, there's my finger. There's my finger. And guess what? Yes, it does give scritches. Welcome to the room. What a good cat. Alright. Hope you enjoyed the conversation between me and Despy. Alright, hold on. Hey, Despy. She's insane. This card's good, but it requires very fragile build-arounds. Titan's Nest. 1 black, green, blue at the beginning of your upkeep. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card in your graveyard. Exile a card from your graveyard. Add colorless mana. Spend this mana only to cast a colored spell without X in its mana cost. Oh my god. Wow. Can't cast this on a Hydroid Crisis, by the way, because it literally says spend this mana only to cast a colored spell without X in its mana cost. This cat. But this makes a lot of sense for big, thick cards. Dispy! Come on, I let you in. You gotta stop meowing. Hey, muy bastante! Welcome to the card review, muy bastante. 10,000 bit sheer. Ooh, muy bastante. I know you're loving me giving you everything a 5 out of 5. This is not good in limited because you need a lot of setup. But in, where are you? Oh my god, I have to open the door now. I have to open the door. I'd give this a 1 in limited and a 4 in constructed. There's definitely going to be some juicy juice you can do out of this. Especially if you put some artifacts in there. Trumpeting Gnarr. Alright, Des. Alright. Come on. Here, look. I'll open this. You can figure it out from there. Alright, guys. We're going to get some audio bleed, but that's fine. I love my cats too much. Trumpeting Gnarr. Mutate for 5. Whenever it mutates, create a 3/3 beast green. Oh, that seems good. That seems pretty good. It's a 3 mana 3/3, and then you just mutate, and it just makes more 3/3s. Very powerful limited card. I'd give it a 4 out of 5, maybe even a 5 out of 5 in limited, depending upon how much mutation shit you've got. But then there's also the yeah, 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 in limited. It's a good mutate target, but keep in mind, if you're continuing to mutate on the same thing, the thing you're mutating onto, its stats aren't exploding. It's just getting the highest stats of the stack and then keeping all the abilities. It's all these mutation benefits that you really have to evaluate. So this probably needs a couple of mutations. So we'll probably get like 3 or 4 now that I'm looking at it. When it comes to constructed, 0. It's just not good enough. Vadrok, Apex of Thunder. Blue, red, white. Flying, first strike. That's an interesting little combo. Whenever this creature mutates, you may cast target non-creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. What? It's an elemental dinosaur cat. God, this is like so insane. This is like the most insane thing. So if you're some sort of Jeskai aggro card, maybe you could actually just be Boros aggro with Vadrok Apex of Thunder. Boros mid-range, because you just have 1 white and double red. You cast Vadrok from the hand. Maybe with some other mutations. Yeah, you can keep recasting the same card. I don't really know what to think of this. So I'm just going to give it 5s across the board because we're feeling generous. I am a kind god. Look at this enchantment. What up, my Jeskais? 1 blue, red, white. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Damn, 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 damn. Jeskai, merriment. Can you imagine? Can you imagine getting Whirlwind of Thought and starting to cast Outlaw's Merriment and redrawing? Oh, my cards. My decks are going to be terrible. But God, guys, a lot of potential. 5s out of 5s out of 5s. It's so good. Winota, Joiner of Forces. 2 red, white. Whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. Okay. You may put a human creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Okay. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Fine. Put the rest of your cards on the bottom of your library in any order. Holy crap. Just whenever anything attacks, we just get to pull stuff out of the battlefield? Wow. Alright. So whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, it's not whenever 1 or more non-human creatures you control attacks. It's just whenever a non-human creature card you control attacks. So if I have 2 non-creature cards, this triggers twice, or does it trigger once per turn? Whenever a non-human... It should trigger once per creature. It should trigger once per creature that's attacking. Because if I attack with like a goblin and a cat, well, this is a non-creature attacking, so it should do it. And this is a non-creature attacking, so it should do it. Wow. So if you had like a turn 1, 2, 3 run out, and you just played Winota, and then you swung, boom. So, man, if you had, like, Legion Warboss on turn 3, and then you play Winota on turn 4, okay, there's real potential for a constructed play around for this. Probably 2 out of 5 constructed. What do we think about it in limited? 5. Getting indestructible creatures onto the board, so good. Yeah, have to balance human and non-human. That's going to be what's kind of weird. But still, if you have multiple non-humans and a handful of humans, that's going to be very, very good. Zenith Flare. 2 red, white. Deals X damage to any target, and you gain X life, where X is the number of cards with a cycling ability in your graveyard. Maybe a 2 in limited because you need a lot of things in the graveyard to do this, but there's a good amount of cycling, so maybe this is more frequently a good removal. Maybe I'd give it like a 2, depending. For a constructed deck, you could actually... This actually seems like it could be a 3 out of 5 in constructed. This actually seems like it could be very good in constructed, because it's not difficult to get a crap... like, you can make a deck with only cards with cycling, plus some other good cards. You know, and you can get tons of stuff with cycling in your graveyard pretty easily. And this could just be like 4 mana, deal 10 damage, heal for 10. Yeah. I mean, it's X damage to any target. Yeah, I like this. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. Yeah. You'll need help. You'll need help to make this work, but I'm a helpful person. Alert Heed Bonder. All right, I think we still have about 50 cards to go. Alert Heed Bonder. 1 and some hybrid green-white. Vigilance 2/4. At the beginning of your end step, you gain 1 life for each creature you control with Vigilance. Wow. Whoa. Dude. Okay. I really love this as a sideboard card in constructed. I really love this. I mean, like, imagine you're up against an aggro red deck. A turn 3 2/4 is a very nice blocker, and you heal. This is quite nice. This is an interesting card. Okay, constructed, I'm going to give it a 2. Limited, I'm going to give it like a 2. It's not a very active do anything card in limited, but, you know, it heals and it's a solid body. And, you know, if you're playing against a very aggro deck and you want a good blocker at 3, perfect. Something Selesnya-ish might be good, but, you know, hell, in some green or white decks that are having troubles against mono red, you know, just put some Alert Heed Bonders in there. Gets around your own Deafening Clarions. There's a lot of merit to this, I think. Cunning Nightbonder. Some hybrid Dimir mana. Flash. Spells with flash you cast cost 1 less to cast and can't be countered. Wow. Somebody just went, dude, I want Simic Flash to be the best card in the meta. Or the best deck in the meta. Yeah, by the way, think of this as just double blue. This is disgusting. Don't think this is Sultai Flash. This is just Simic Flash, man. It's just Simic Flash. You run no black sources and you run Cunning Nightbonder. It's just a great Simic Flash card. Your Simic spells can't be countered. Sick. Dimir Flash still seems lacking in sick Flash cards, but this card's very good. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 constructed. I can't imagine that it won't see play. It might not see play in the main board, but you could just like sideboard this in against other counter spell decks. But yeah, 3 out of 5 constructed. In limited, this is just like a 2-mana 2/2. I don't think this is that great in limited. Goodbye. Fiend Artisan, Hybrid Golgari. Fiend Artisan gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. Oh my god, it's gonna be so big. X and a hybrid, sack another creature. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. What? Oh my god. It's so good. Oh my god. What is it doing here? Uh, 3 out of 5 constructed. This needs a lot of support to get there, but by god it can get there. In limited, 5. You top deck this late, play it, and it's just constantly getting bigger, getting bigger, getting bigger. You play a small creature, you can sack it and bring out something else bigger. One thing I want to note is that the activated ability you have to sack another creature to activate it. But really, that first text is kind of like, whoa! This is big. This is a big boy. Gyruda, Doom of Depths. 4 and Hybrid Dimir. Hybrid Dimir. Ah, yes, the companion card. So companion is, you can put it in your sideboard, and then you could run, say, 3 copies in your main board and 1 in the side. And then if your starting deck contains only cards with even converted mana costs, then you can just cast it from your sideboard straight into the game. So this is when Gyruda enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. Put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among those cards onto the battlefield under your control. Oh my god, when we get the opponents, that's really good. So, again, I want to note something. This question, I had this question initially. Wait a minute, how do you tell if their deck only contains even converted mana costs? Because you literally will see them cast an odd mana spell and then they're in a rules violation. It's trivially easy to check. You can check it after the fact as opposed to trying to check before. So, for instance, you don't check to see if your opponent has 4 copies of a spell in their deck. Because it's less Scout's Honor and more, if they drew the 5th card, they just couldn't cast it, it's a dead card. So the way companion works is you have to say, Gyruda, in my sideboard, this is my companion, and you can have 1 companion. And then once it comes onto the battlefield, it's just a regular old creature. Puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. Put a creature with an even converted mana cost from among them onto the battlefield. I would give this... Okay, so... Limited, I'd give this... How many copies of the companions you can run? You can have 1 in the sideboard. 1 in the sideboard. Then you can have 3 in your main board. It's fine. But you can only choose 1 companion. You can't have like 4 companions in your deck. So, limited, this is a 5. 100%, this is a 5. Because you play a 6/6 on turn 6, and then you get to put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among those cards onto the battlefield. That's disgusting. In Constructed, what do we think? You won't really have access to a lot of blue counter spells. A 6/6 for 6 where we literally get to put any even converted mana cost creature onto the battlefield. I mean, that's pretty sick. This is a tricky pickle, huh? I mean, I think a lot of people are calling the companion cards garbage. I actually think they're okay. This would probably be a 1 or a 2 out of 5 in Constructed. There's also the ability to just put this card in your deck not as a companion, and you ignore the companion cost. You could just have a card with just a bunch of stuff in there, and then you just play Gyruda straight from the main deck. You can literally run 4 of these in your main deck and disregard the companion condition. I mean, yeah, Thassa with this is just the most disgusting thing ever. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, that's just, like, so unfair. This card seems actually quite good outside of the companion circumstance. I'd give it a 2 out of 5, because I can definitely see some juice with it. Jegantha, the Wellspring. 4 and a hybrid Gruul. Companion, no card in your starting deck has more than 1 of the same mana symbol in its cost. What? No card in your starting deck has more than one of the same mana symbol in its mana cost. So you can add all 5 colors. This mana can't be spent to pay generic mana costs? So if I had like something that was 4 colorless and green, I couldn't do that. No, like I'm asking about this. I'm asking about this. This mana can't be spent to pay generic mana costs. What's a generic mana cost? Oh, I see. The green can only pay the green. The red can only pay the red. And then if this other 3 mana would just float. So if I was playing Domri, which costs red, green, and 1, I could tap this, use the red, green it generated to cast that, and then I would have these 3 left over, and I couldn't do anything with it. I think I get it now. So if I wanted to cast Domri, I would have to tap this to generate this, and then I would have to tap another thing for this. And by the way, I'm not talking about this one. This is understandable. This is pretty straightforward. This is what we're trying to understand. Okay. All right. Oh my god. I have no idea how to even think about this. I mean, I like what? This works with Golos, this works with Niv Mizzet. This is only good in a 5-color deck. It's definitely good in a multicolor deck. Because Jegantha is a 5/5 who's very easy to cast. If you have some like there's a lot of the 3-color enchantments here. I can imagine this actually being very high value, where you play this and then you can immediately cast any of the 3 different mana color enchantments and stuff like that. That like let you draw extra stuff. So like, meow, says my cat, but I opened the door. Yeah, I can see this doing something. I'm gonna give it a 1 in constructed, and like a, I don't know, it seems actually fine in limited. Like a 3 in limited seems great. You know, if you're playing limited, you just get a 5/5 for 5. That's like a pretty damn good body, you know. Alright, so Jubilant Skybonder, 1, and the Hybrid Azorius. Flying. Creatures you control with flying have spells your opponent cast that target this creature cost 2 more to cast. Well, there's that Azorius Flyers deck. Limited could be something like 3, you know, 3 mana 2/2 flyer is a really common stat line, and it helps a little bit with boosting this. This could be a bit of a pain in the ass. But I don't know. Azorius Flyers is just not that strong. Give me a sec. I'm going to shut my... This is the true pickle, man. This is the true pickle. I want to shut the door, but then the cat starts to get upset, so I need... Shut your what? What did I say? Did I do one of those things where I read a text that one of you was typing? Oh, you cut off. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's my bad. That's my bad. Yes. I'm going to shut my door. Hey. Oh my god. Why now? Why now, cat? You know what? Cat's just going to meow. This is a 2 out of 5 in constructed. This can actually help the Azorius Flyers deck, which is like a tier 3 deck. You know, whatever. It's just a flyer, and the flyer decks are really vulnerable to sweepers. Period. It's not a flash creature, so it's not going to be that good in those decks. So, you know, whatever. Kaheera, the Orphan Guard. 1 and Hybrid Azorius. Companion, each creature card. Your starting deck is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast card. Okay, but that's just the creature cards. So that seems very doable. Vigilance. Each other creature you control that's a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. This is a perfectly acceptable card. This is this is a very easy companion cost. Very, very easy companion cost. And you guaranteed get a turn 3 play. So it's kind of like having an extra card in hand. This is a solid card. I don't know what the cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast cards look like. You could conceivably just treat Kaheera as 1 double green and make an elemental deck. Done. You just make elemental deck. Done. And now you just have a bunch of +1/+1 elementals. I don't know if that helps you very much. I'm going to again hit it with a 2/2. Hey, Desper. Come here. Yeah, Bronzehide Lion is a good example of that. Wait, I think a Bronzehide Lion is not a cat. I think it's a lion. I think the Bronzehide Lion is a lion. I think it's not a cat. Whatever. This seems 2 out of 5-ish. In limited. Meow. Bronzehide is a cat? Hell yeah. Dispy! Oh, she's suffering. Keruga, the Macro Sage. We're hitting the point where I'm just going to start smashing out numbers. Keruga, the Macro Sage. 3 and a Hybrid Simic. Companion. Starting deck contains only cards with converted mana cost 3 or greater. Okay, perfect. This is my deck. This is my deck. When Keruga, the Macro Sage, enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other permanent you control with converted mana cost 3 or greater. Okay, how do I think of this? How do I think of this without the companion? Limited, this is a 5. This is an absolute 5 in limited. When you play it, you immediately draw a card. So it's a 5/4 that redraws. And if you have another one out, oh my god, you get to draw 2. It's unbelievable. Remember, you don't have to have this as a companion. You can just put it in the main deck. Oh, it's each other card? Yeah, I'd still give it a 5. It's each other permanent. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't replace itself. But still, if you have one other creature out, still perfectly great. Because converted mana cost, which is easier than any sort of other power or toughness requirement. So for the I'm gonna go insane. I'm gonna go insane. If I open the door, it's loud, and if I close the door, the cat meows, and then it's loud. Ah! 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 Haha! I've won. Alright, I don't know, screw this card. This card's dopey. He's a big dopey hippo. It doesn't matter. Lurrus of the Dream Den. 1 and Hybrid Orzhov. Companion. Each permanent card in your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. Oh, God. Oh, garbage. Okay. This, you can't contain extra copies of Lurrus in your deck. It's just the one Lurrus. This card sucks as a companion. It sucks as a companion. Now, if you just run this in the deck, it actually looks quite a bit better. It looks quite a bit better. But God, does that companion restriction just suck? Oh my God. The companion restriction, it's silly. Okay, like if I go back a few to like Gyruda, Gyruda as a companion +3 in the main deck can still be a legal deck. So that makes sense, right? That makes sense to me. But like this card, just as the companion cost, Lurrus violates its own companion cost. So you could, if you wanted to run as a companion, it would have to be the one in the side, and that's it. Ugh. And for any of you who are talking about, don't run as a companion, I'm not even talking about that yet. I'm just talking about how shocked I am that the companion thing violates its own converted mana cost. So the obvious benefit that you get with white weenies is that if you get a little deeper in your deck, or in the game, you can be at like turn 4, play a Lurrus in a mono white deck, and then immediately play something from your graveyard. What do I think about that? I don't know. I don't actually know if... Because, I mean, what would I cut to put this puppy in? Proxa every turn? That's actually pretty funny. That's actually quite hilarious. Okay, so here's something I'm going to say for sure. I don't actually think that it will work super great in White Weenie. Because it does an effect in White Weenie that you're not over the moon about. I think that what makes the most sense is like running this in an Orzhov Aristocrats deck, where you want to be bringing back a lot of 2-mana permanents, such as a Cruel Celebrant. That's what seems good. Yeah, White Weenie, I think this would be pretty weak in, because what are you going to do? Resummon a 1/1 every single turn and win with White Weenie in the long game? You know. I would give this in Constructed a 2 out of 5, because I think that it can work in Orzhov-type decks with some support. In Limited, I would give this a 4 out of 5, because the ability to cast a baby is pretty good. This would only work in a slower deck. This would only work in a slower deck. So if there's like an Orzhov Aristocrats deck with Cruel Celebrants, maybe some like 1 or 2 mana enchantments or some stuff like that you could bring back. Yeah, I can see something. I can see something. Oh yeah, cast Omen to bring a creature back. And then recast the Omen. Meow. Yeah, I definitely think this has merit in Constructed. Maybe a 2 or 3 in Constructed. And then in Limited, like a 4. Probably something like that. Probably something like a 4. Lutri, the Spell Chaser. 1 in Hybrid, is it? Companion, each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. Okay, so singleton mode. Flash, when Lutri, the Spell Chaser, enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose targets for the new copy. Note, you can run 1 Lutri in your main and 1 Lutri in the side. Alright. Get open, kiddo. Let's hear some noise from outside for a bit. Alright. See if she can figure it out. Oh my god. I have no idea how to evaluate this. This is very strong and limited. It is really strong and limited because very often you will have a deck with a bunch of unique cards. So I really like the idea of a flash otter that can copy a spell. That's pretty cool. So I might give it like a 5 out of 5 in limited because it's kind of like starting your deck with an extra card. In a standard deck, you know what? I'm going to give it a question mark. I have no idea how to even evaluate this. I have no idea. Yeah, whatever. Screw it. Obosh, the Prey Piercer. Ooh, 3 in Hybrid Rakdos. Companion starting deck contains only odd cost cards. Okay. Source you control with an odd converted mana cost will deal damage to a permanent or player. It deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. Wow. That's kind of powerful. Doubling damage on just odd spells. Yeah, I mean, like this is doubling up damage on Mayhem Devil, doubling up damage on Cats, doubling up damage on Shocks, doubling up damage on... I'm sure there's 3 mana burn spells. What's the name of the card? What's the... You either draw 3 or it deals 4 damage to the dome. What the hell's the name of that? It's the Jumpstar card. That I can't believe I can't remember it. Risk Factor. There it is. Risk Factor. That's pretty cool. Maybe there's like a weird, slower burn spell. Risk Factor. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm going to give it a 1 in... Constructed. And a 3 in limited. It's a 3/5 for 5 that's easier to cast, and it's still doubling up the damage. Proud Wild Bonder. 2 and Hybrid Gruul. Trample. Creatures you control with Trample you may have this creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. What? Dude, I am this creature on the shoulder right now. Look at that shit. That's me. It's just deal damage to everything. 5 in limited. What do I think about this in constructed? I need to get some more trampley-bampley dudes, but there's got to be a constructed deck with this. This has to exist. 2 out of 5. You make a deck with a lot of tramplers in there and put a Proud Wild Bonder in there. Wow. Oh my god. And remember that guy that would make an XX trampling boar every time you dealt trample damage? Oh yeah. Gruul. Smash. All right. 2 out of 5 constructed. I'd probably give this a 4 out of 5 in limited or 5 out of 5 in limited. Something like that. Sonorous Howl Bonder for 2 and the Rakdoses. Menace. Each creature you control with Menace can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. Somebody just went, you know what's cool? Menace is cool. Mega Menace. This seems like a pretty reasonable limited card. It's a reasonable limited card. I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5 in limited, and I'd probably give it a 1 out of 5 in constructed. Menace is not the most powerful keyword in constructed because getting around blockers is not really the most frequent situation. Most of the time, it's just like all your creatures are dying, and that's the problem. So 1 out of 5 in constructed, it might have something. There's so much Menace, I feel like maybe there's a thing in there. Umori the Collector, 2 and a Hybrid Golgari. Each non-land card in your starting deck shares a card type. So, like, all creatures. Or all enchantments. Right? As Umori the Collector enters a battlefield, choose a card type. Spells you cast to the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. That is really fucking good. I mean, this is a mono-green Stompy dream come true. I mean, that's ridiculous. So the card types, once again, are creature, planeswalker, artifact, enchantment, instant sorcery, land. So, like, this would be an all creatures deck. Planeswalker, creature, artifact, enchantment, instant sorcery, land. Yeah, I got it. Wow. So, just make a bunch of creatures. Yeah, 5 constructed, 5 limited. Nihilate is better than this puppy. Well, guess what? You can cast both, because Nihilate is a creature. Nihilate is a legendary creature. Wow. That is rather sick. Okay, this is a very cool card, and I like it. 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. It's just so good. It's just so good. Oh, yeah. Yorion, Sky Nomad. 3 and Azorius. Lurrus Pan says, you playing these cards tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday, and I don't stream on Saturdays typically. And also, Ikoria doesn't release till next week. Yorion, Sky Nomad. 3 and a pair of Azorius hybrids. Your starting deck contains at least 20 cards more than the minimum deck size. Okay. Flying. When Yorion enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. Huh. As a companion, it can fuck right off. As a 4/5 flyer for 5 that flickers everything. That's pretty cool. I think I'd give this a 3 in constructed, because it's a bit slow. But there's already an Azorius Enter the Battlefield deck that's amazing. And in limited, it's a 4/5 flyer. Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Zerda the Dawnbreaker. 1 in hybrid Boros. Ooh, please make Boros great. Each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. Maybe. I don't know. Abilities you activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less. This effect can't reduce the mana cost of the target to less than 1 mana. Huh. Huh. I don't know what to think about this. Do we make an aggro deck with a lot of activated abilities? Do we... make it a more control-y deck with a bunch of cheap stuff? I am not going to evaluate this card because I am tired. Show me something basic. Yes! Basic artifacts. It's artifact time, baby. Adaptive Shimmerer. 5. It's an insect. It's a flash. Adaptive Shimmerer enters the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters on it. Huh. It's an artifacty flashy guy. This is not incredible, but it's something. It's not an artifact. It's not an artifact. It's just a colorless card. Oh my god. My brain just automatically assumes all colorless things are artifact. So this is just a 3/3 flash guy. So this has, like, really circumstantial benefit in limited. So maybe a 1 or 2 out of 5. But has no place in standard, period. Sorry, Dimir Flash players. 0 out of 5 in constructed. So happy to be back saying 0 out of 5. Farfinder. Ooh, yeah. It's a fox for 3. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Nice card to have. Would this ever see play in constructed? Probably not. Probably 0 out of 5 constructed. But this seems like an incredibly nice card to have in some limited decks, because you want to have the mana fixing for your complicated stuff. So 1 out of 5 in limited. Mysterious Egg. It's a creature. It's an egg for 1. Whenever this creature mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Oh my god. 10 out of 10 design. That's so cool. Now that is a cool card. That is a sweet card. Oh my god, that is so cool. Oh, that's so cute. It's the start of the mutation. God, that's really nice. I think that's really, really nice. Alright, so I'm going to then say this. I don't care about these numbers anymore. The only number I care about is 0 out of 5 constructed. It's very cute. Oh my god, this art. So 3 mana, 3/3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose a kind of counter at random that Crystalline Giant doesn't have on it from among flying. First strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilance, and +1/+1. Put a counter of that kind on Crystalline Giant. What? What? I mean, what? All right. In limited, like a 4. I would not call this a bomb in limited. It's good, but it's not a bomb. Because it's going to take several turns to be something better than a 3/3. You know what I mean? I might even give this like a 3 out of 5. I mean, I play it. How many are there? Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilance, and +1/+1. Get a D10. Yeah, I guess a 3 out of 5. I don't think this is that great. This is like not that great. Yeah, this card is a total blowy. I'm gonna give it like a 4 out of 5 then. 4 out of 5 because it does something. Oh, Indatha Crystal. Oh yeah, ramping is back on the menu. 5 out of 5 in all formats. 5 out of 5 in all formats. I thought it was gonna be. These probably suck in Constructed, but are probably fine in Limited. The Ozolith for 1 mana, legendary artifact. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on the Ozolith. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if the Ozolith has counters on it, you may move all counters from the Ozolith onto target creature. Wow. This is balmy and balmy in Limited because +1/+1 counters and various other things stick. So I'd give that a 3 out of 5 in Limited. That feels really nice. In Constructed, probably a 2. I'd give it a 2 in Constructed. You need to have a lot to make this work, and for the most part, it's just counters. It's just going to be a ton of counters. Maybe I'd even give it a 1 in Constructed. This seems hard to make work. I mean, you're basically just going to be eating +1/+1 counters and constantly transferring them over. Yeah, I mean, if there's maybe a counter-based Boros deck, woo! I don't know, man. I'm tired. 5 out of 5, and I don't know. Yeah. Oh, mana. Sleeper Dart. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Sacrifice the dart. Target creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. This is one of these cards that you wind up with in your limited deck, and you're just like a big ol' eye-rolly bear. Just your eyes are constantly just like going up in your head, just like, I guess I'll run this card. I mean, like, if you messed up your draft, that's fine. Oh, I'm hitting it the wrong way. Sorry. Springjaw Trap. It's a flash artifact. Sack it. It deals 3 damage to any one target. Dimir Flash. You have the artifact you need. 0 out of 5 in all formats. Zagoth Crystal. Yeah! Triple mana. All right. Bloodfell Caves. When it enters, become healthy. Bonder's Enclave. Add colorless. 3. Draw a card. Activates ability only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Weird and interesting and clearly designated for your pal Day 9 that does play mono green. Is this good in limited? Yeah, it's real good in limited. I give it like a 4 in limited. Pay 3, draw a card when you got big stuff. I like this. Yeah. Oh my god, my shower hasn't worked in weeks. And I'm just covered in this dismal backwater. Evolving Wilds, nice, good old-fashioned stuff. Indatha Throne. Oh my god, there's triple lands. And it's a plain swamp forest. Oh my god, 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 in all red cards. 5 out of 5. Whatever, you snuck in there. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. And we can cycle it. Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, yes. Yes, we did it, everyone. We did it. We did it. We made it to the end. Yeah. And yeah. Oh, get out of here. Yeah. All right. Tricycles. We found the tricycles. Please comment on the word triome versus biome. Why not butcher language when you're a creative arts company? Fuck yeah. Triomes, baby. Scoured Barons, you snuck into here. Yeah, whatever, dude, guys. Just get out of here. It just doesn't matter. Who gives a... Yeah! It's a triome! Cool. I'd give this a 2. This is an unplayable. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. Oh! Alright. Oh, yeah. Ah. Oh, okay. Different angle. Yeah! Ooh. I'm done. I'm done. I get to eat. I get to eat. And with that, I will now tell you what the deck theme is for April 27th. It's going to be me versus Kibler as usual. You need to submit decks to me to play. And you need to submit decks for Brian to play. Go to discord.gg/day9tv. Go to the deck submissions channel and give me a deck that either one is centered around the Ikoria companion cards, or 2, a deck that is centered around Ikoria's Apex monster cards. It's companions versus Apex monsters. Yeah. Yeah. And please, do recall the difference between a companion coming in from the sideboard and a companion card just being in the main deck. However you want to do this, please focus on one. Don't do both. Don't do both. We just don't pick those. Pick a deck that is focused around one of those super duper duper hard. What format is it? It's historic. Yeah. All right, I've earned the right to eat. I'll see you later, everyone. Woohoo! Food time!